When I was a kid, I would walk downtown Montreal for hours just studying people. Back then, there were not many beggars and there were not many homeless people. But I do remember a scene that stayed burned in my memory for the rest of my life. So I was watching these people go to church, and there was a beggar asking these people for money. And these people, if they could have pushed him down the stairs, I think they would. Like I said, I was studying the body language and studying the people, right? So I was looking at what they're thinking. Anyway, they didn't want to look at the guy. So let me get this straight, okay? These people are going to church to listen to a guy who's going to preach the gospel. And it says in the gospel to help the poor. And they're going to give the money to this guy who's talking about the gospel, who's talking about helping the poor, but they don't want to give money to the beggar. And not only they don't want to give money to the beggar, they can't look at him. They don't want to look at him because he's a beggar. His presence is offending them. Okay? So think about that. So the guy in the church, the priest there, he can talk for hours about the Bible. And that's what all preachers do, I was just on YouTube and this guy was talking about, I think, the book of Esther or something like that. He can talk about the Old Testament 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't mean he does something for the people. And that's what pissed Jesus off. That's why he gave people the parable of the Good Samaritan. That's why he flipped the tables. That's why he called the doctors of the law hypocrites, because they talk about doing something, but they want others to do something. They don't want to do anything for anybody. They just want to make money. You understand? So you're not going to receive anything from God if you don't do anything. It says, give and you shall receive. If you don't give, you're not going to receive anything. Man,